Hey there, whoever that is. Move it, move it. We got to move it, move it. We're moving it, we're moving it. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Like a what would you do kind of Wednesday. What have you done kind of Wednesday. I hope you've done something to help someone today, yesterday, tomorrow, whenever. And welcome to Let's Walk and Talk, the original in Lion's Pride. Okay? Okay. Y'all see my cactus? That cactus is back growing like strong again. Y'all know I pass a cactus almost every day that I really enjoy looking at. There are a few cactuses around here, but that particular cactus, is beautiful. That particular cactus is beautiful. Wherever you are in the United States, wherever you are in this world, I hope things are going well for you. I hope that you've gotten up today and moved for at least 30 minutes. You guys know I would prefer for you to move for like an hour, right? Consistently, non-stop movement. Non-stop. Non-stop. Move it, move it. Consistently, and be persistent about it. Consistently. Constant movement for, I want you guys to do it for an hour, but for at least 30 minutes. At least 30 minutes. And for those who are just beginning, we'll let you slide with 15 minutes, okay? 15. And you know, I can't go any lower than 15 because a lot of times, especially when you're first starting, it's kind of hard to do 15. So if we give you the goal of 15, hopefully you'll at least do 10. Because I can't go any lower than 15. I can say you guys can do 15 minutes, but let's do 30 minutes minimum, okay? Non-stop cardiovascular aerobic activity. Non-stop cardiovascular aerobic activity. And move those legs with a purpose. Move those legs with a purpose. Anything you do with a purpose. Right? Anything you do it with a purpose. A reason. Whether your reason, your purpose, your goal is to lose weight, to clear your mental, to get your mental in check. Because we know that physical activity can help you with your mental processes as well, right? Am I going to hear mental processes? Cardiovascular aerobic and aerobic activity can help you with those mental processes, right? It really, really can. So we're going to use our professional, personalized disclaimer, okay? I'm being a little nosy, okay? Professional and personalized. Hey, Bird. Welcome to the chat. How you doing, Bird? Professional and personalized disclaimer. Please do not do anything you hear me say or see me do, which I keep it to a minimum. I mostly keep it to walking, sometimes a little weight training with the shorts, just a little bit. So do not do anything you hear me say or do over here, okay? Though I am licensed, YouTube doesn't license or register us, okay? Certify us. So though I have those, we're going to make it clear. Do not do anything you hear me say or do, because I'm licensed, but I'm not licensed for you, okay? So don't do anything that you hear me say or do. And if you do so at your own risk. What do I tell you guys every day? You've heard this disclaimer every day. There may be some days where I forget, but you hear it about every day. So remember, don't do it. These apps don't license or certify or register. It's hard work getting those things accomplished, okay? Hard work. And it doesn't matter if one person is in the chat or 100. Your message has the potential to reach the masses. I'm good, Bird. On this beautiful Wednesday, on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. I hope it's nice where you are. So remember, don't do it. And if you do, you do so at your own risk. Always what? Contact your primary healthcare provider. Be that your MD, your medical doctor, your CRNP, your certified registered nurse practitioner, your PA, your physician's assistant, right? Your specialty doctor, your physical therapist, occupational therapist if you've had injuries in the past, right? Your dietitian, your nutritionist. Because for a lot of us, it's all in the diet. For a lot of us, if we ate better, we would solve some of what we're talking about, okay? Yeah, it's a beautiful day here. That's good. That's good. That's nice. I'm glad to hear that because this winter has been something else. It's been something else. The F word is up. Not the C. Well, the C word, they say, is out there. Of course, it's out there. But the numbers aren't really prevalent. But the F one, see, I don't know when it starts to see, that's why I give my professional personalized disclaimer. There are a lot of doctors, nurses, therapists, and other people in the healthcare field on these apps and on YouTube. And most of them give their disclaimer as well. But the thing about it is, there are certain things they want you to say and they don't want you to say, whether they feel it's true or not. So you got to be really, really careful. And that's why I don't go into great detail. We stick to the minimum. But I always encourage everybody to do their research. Do their research because we drop nuggets over here in Lions Pride. Health and fitness nuggets. I do. You guys drop those nuggets in the chat. And the idea is for each of us to grab some of those nuggets and not to just put them into play. Study them. Think about our bodies, where we are health-wise and fit-wise, and see how we can apply those nuggets, if we can apply those nuggets, to help us in a positive way. Help us in a positive way. Y'all, one thing we talked about not too long ago, I think it was when time fell back. You know, you fall back in the fall, you spring forward in the spring. It's almost February. One more month, and we'll be springing forward. One more month, and we'll be springing forward. So try your best to keep your circadian rhythm in rhythm, okay? Try your best to keep your circadian rhythm in rhythm. So get plenty of rest. Get plenty of rest. Try your best to eat right. When you travel, make sure that you get enough sleep, especially if you're going into different time zones, because those things influence your circadian rhythm, okay? You know that circadian rhythm, that natural clock, that natural biological clock, yeah, your body sets it naturally. And, you know, a lot of people work at night. That affects their circadian rhythm. Some people, they may not work the night shift, but their rhythm is just off. So it's almost time to spring forward. So when you spring forward, think about that. Think about that. Think about some things you can do to keep your circadian rhythm, in check, and in order. Now, that said, a lot of us, y'all know I'm real funny about the words that I use and the way that I use them, even the simple words. Many of us we just say a lot because it may truly be a lot, but sometimes we get into the habit of saying most and everybody and things like that. When sometimes those words don't really apply unless you know for a fact that everybody in the room made an A, okay? So if you leave the classroom saying everybody made an A, there's gonna be somebody a little bit sad because they may have made a D, okay? So I try to be careful with that, everybody, and stuff like that. So I often say many, a lot, a few, a little, but you know, and I'm saying that because people these days take things so literal. They take them so literally. Usually people who take things that literally kind of seem to be a little bit on edge sometimes. And that can apply to me. That can apply to me. Sometimes you're just not in the mood, or sometimes you're in not such a good mood, and somebody can say something, and you will take it literally. And it may not be literal in context, okay? So, again, I hope you guys have mood for 30 minutes today. Minimum. Minimum. If you can walk and talk, you're doing great. But if you're struggling, stop talking, okay? If you're struggling, stop talking. You're going to be a little bit winded, but if you're struggling and you're trying to walk, stop talking. The goal is to talk. The goal is to move that body. Not necessarily your mouth, your body. Right? That's the goal. And thank you guys for those 2 thumbs up. I appreciate you. If you just happen to be coming through here, if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. Y'all know I don't fuss about the thumbs, right? But we do appreciate them. We do appreciate them. Because, listen, I appreciate people that give you thumbs up, but I see people that have all these thumbs that go up. And then they still fussing and complaining about, you know, what's going on with their channel. So, I don't know. I don't know which way is the best way, but just support whichever way. I don't know which way is the best way, but just support whichever way. The thumbs are one way. Commenting in the chat, commenting in the replay, subscribing if you haven't. And once you subscribe, you don't just stop there at that 4th way. You can tap that all on that notification bell, better known as my YouTube doorbell. That's what I call it. You can do that. So there are 5 to 6, 7 different ways. Word of mouth, especially if you come to someone's channel and you leave there and you take away some nuggets from their mouth. You know, word of mouth. So there are various ways, a plethora of ways that you can support your fellow content creators, subscribers. You can support the people that you go and watch, that you see. Okay? There are so many ways. This is a wonderful Wednesday. Again, I hope you've gotten up and moved. If you haven't, you can do it now. You can do it right now. Hey, Spiky. How you doing, Spiky? Oh, that's a lot of noise. I might need to go the other way. You can do it now. If you haven't gotten up and moved, you can do so now. You can do it this evening. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting that activity in 7 days a week, unless you have restrictions. Remember, it's winter, but you still need hydration, okay? Make sure that you're still staying properly hydrated, all right? Make sure that you're getting your 6 to 8 glasses. And sometimes you may need a little bit more or a little bit less. It just depends on what you do for a living. You know, when you exercise, how strenuous is your exercise? You may need more, okay? But if you are on some type of fluid restriction, I know it can get hot in the summer, but stick to what the doctor has ordered. Or better yet, talk to him. Ask him, can you have a little bit more? Okay? Can you have a little bit more? So, you know how you feel. You know your body. But your healthcare team, they know your numbers, right? They know your numbers. So that's why I always say what? People like to say that their health is their wealth. I say your health and fitness are your wealth. Because your numbers can be great, but you don't do any physical activity. You're just kind of like a couch potato, if that's the case. That means you probably park at the very first park at Walmart Or you sit there and wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes for someone to move out of a park when you could have parked and already have walked down to the store. And you're like, I don't feel like doing that. So maybe you need to work on getting that fitness together, because your health and your fitness are your wealth. Both of them. All right. And when you're moving about, getting this cardiovascular aerobic activity in, you may have, your goal may be different from your friend's goal. Their goal may be weight loss. Your goal may be to get a mental release, to release some stress, right? And someone else's goal may just be for total physical fitness. But let me tell you, the exercise will help with it all. It'll contribute to it all, to your overall fitness. So get up and do something. Get up and do something. You can walk. I think nowadays people think walking it's like a fad. Every so often it just comes through. Sometimes, especially on social media, people don't know what to do. So they grab whatever fad it is. It could be walking. It could be cooking certain things. But if that's not them, or they're not motivated, it'll last for a minute. It'll last for just long enough for them to prove you wrong or something. But make sure that whatever you do on here that you love doing, you enjoy doing, or maybe even that you need to do. But again, you can go walking, jogging, running, skipping, hopping, stand in place and march, stand in place and walk. Get on your bicycle. Make sure that you put on your protective gear. Ride around your neighborhood. Go riding at the park. If you can go hiking. Go swimming. Use those arms and those legs. Get that cardiovascular activity in. I just named 10 things, y'all. We got some more to go, right? If you don't want to ride your bike outside, there's another free way. Well, you have to make that one-time purchase, but hey, get you a treadmill. Get on your walking pad, your mini stepper, your stationary bike, your elliptical. See? There are so many things you can do. So many things you can do that are free. And for those that aren't free, like I said, it may take a one-time investment, but you can use that equipment for a long, long time. A very long time. And move with a purpose. Don't let your movement be in vain, okay? If you know that your fitness level is not where you can walk and talk, why are you walking and talking and struggling? Why? That energy that you're using to talk, you could be using that to help you walk. All right? See, my channel is not just walk and talk because it's cute and it rhymes, like a lot of people are starting to feel. There are some theories behind it. If you can walk and talk, that is a great sign of your fitness level. But if you're just out here walking and talking because the phrase sounds cute and that's what you want to do, all of a sudden, label that your session or your whatever you do, listen, don't be out here walking and struggling. Don't be out here walking and struggling. Hey, Betty, Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and More, a moderator. You guys see she's a moderator. She's also a content creator. So if you don't mind, if you have not visited Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and More, go over there and check her out. You can drop your link if you would like. I usually, for people that don't know, I've been like this for a long time. I usually drop links. So I'm not a connect and grow type of channel. I think your stuff should be authentic when you get your subscribers, because so many people wonder why they lose subscribers. There are many reasons you can lose subscribers, right? You can lose them because, they allow people to grow their channels that way, But if you sit and look at most people who grow their channels that way, they kind of plateau. They kind of plateau, and maybe they're fine with that. Around about 5,000 or so, to maybe 10, they kind of plateau, and that may be fine because that may be their goal, right? But I'm gonna tell you, they don't look at that favorably, having a chat full of blue, okay? Because they want authentic growth, authentic. They'll let it stick and they'll let it stand, but you've got to make sure that you go visit those people from time to time. You know, some channels, they just, get me, get me, get me, get me. I get you, I get you, I get you. And they never go back. Now, you guys know I preach support good, positive content and good, positive content creators. I preach that because they just don't get the attention. They don't get the subscribers sometimes, and they don't get the views. So I will always preach that. But I'm not really into the sub for sub thing because I know it's not looked at favorably. And then it's kind of like they have you will grow, but there will be a limit. And you want this to be limitless, don't you? You want it to be limitless. Now, that being said, sometimes, guys, it just seems like things that we're told not to do. Like when we're on these platforms, things that we're told not to do, like when we're trying to grow, advance, and things like that. Seems like they say don't do it. But every so often you see certain content creators, and it's like the app loves them, and they do those very same things. They do those very same things. So you will lose subscribers sometimes if you just connect like that because you're just connecting and you don't ever go back. YouTube pays attention. They listen. They listen. Sometimes you lose them like that. Sometimes you lose them if you change your content. And and that's okay. That's okay. Because it was authentic at one time, and it's still authentic. But if you change your content, then people will tend to stop coming if you're not offering the content that they came to you for. So you can lose them that way. And how else? You can lose them by not getting them authentically. You can lose them by changing your content. And you can lose them even like people that you get authentically. If you don't visit them every so often from time to time, it could be people you've been on here and you've interacted and networked with for years. And all of a sudden, just say, not intentionally, but you just don't go visit them for like 2 months. Next thing you know, you may not be subscribed to them. And you didn't do it. You didn't do it, right? So you just never know how it happens. There are many ways that becoming unsubscribed can happen. There are many ways blocking can happen. You can do that accidentally if you're like me and your phone drops in your purse and you just grab your phone. Hey, Shawanda, welcome into the chat. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Ladies, we have these purses sometimes, these big bags sometimes. Or guys, maybe you got your gym bag or your man purse or whatever, and you just throw your phone over in there. And then when you pick it up, it's like, they're so sensitive to touch. So any little thing that you touch, it runs straight into something else. And the next thing you know, you've like blocked 2, 3, 4 people. It just happened that way. It just happened that way. It was a mistake. It was an accident. You didn't mean to do it. But it can happen. It can happen. And sometimes you block intentionally. Because sometimes you got to do what you got to do to protect your what? Your peace and your purpose for being on the app. Okay? You want to protect your peace and you want to protect your purpose. And it's real funny to me that sometimes people say that they're protecting their peace from other people. But a lot of times, they need to protect their peace from themselves. Because if you don't enjoy somebody, if you don't like somebody, you don't like the way they move, why do you continue to sniff under them? That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That is crazy. That's wild. Miss Betty says, hello, Shawanda. Hello, hello, hello. So just take a deep breath in, even as we walk, and let it out. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Just like you yawn from time to time during the day, you get that big yawn. Just take a few deep breaths in sometimes, like 2 to 3 deep breaths in to kind of like let out that waste, right? Breathe in that O2, that oxygen, and then exhale that CO2 and other waste. Believe it or not, not just CO2 comes out when you exhale. Other waste that your respiratory system is equipped to release is released as well when you exhale. So it's just like when you're outside, protect the environment. Protect the environment. They say that for a reason, right? Because when we inhale, not only do we inhale O2, the good stuff, anything that's in the environment, all those other particles, those you're inhaling those as well. So the good thing about the exhalation is you can exhale and get that CO2 out and other waste properties, other waste stuff, materials as well. Waste particles, waste material as well. Our bodies are like machines, natural machines. Okay? God gave us natural machines. Any living animal has a natural machine. We have to get it, we have to maintain maintenance, but they're like machines. You breathe in, get that good O2. You inhale, in, exhale, let it out. Release that carbon dioxide and other particles of waste. Okay? That's why it's important for you to just get you some good deep, when you're at work, if you're at work on your lunch break, on your bathroom break, especially if you work out inside a lot, stick your head out the door if you can. Stick your head out the door if you can and get you some fresh air. Whether it's hot or cold outside, get you some fresh air. Get you some fresh air. Okay? It helps. Remember, cardiovascular, aerobic activity. Your heart is a muscle, right? Most important muscle in your body, right? You want to work it. You want to work that body. Make sure you don't hurt your body though. You want to work it, but you don't want to overwork it, okay? You want to work it, but you don't want to overwork it. And that's why I always suggest that you contact your healthcare team. Your healthcare team. I give you guys, there's like 10 people that could be a part of your healthcare team. Your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your nurse, right? Your physician's assistant, your physical therapist, occupational therapist, nutritionist, dietitian, your psychologist, right? Your psychiatrist, your weight trainer, your fitness coach, right? Keep the lines of communication open between you and them, and also make sure that the lines of communication between them are open, okay? Okay? One doctor may want you to do something, and he may not be aware that another doctor may say, well, no, pump the brakes on that. Wait till we get this straightened out, and then we can go there. And maybe not. But the thing about it is, let them know. Make sure that they communicate with each other. Make sure that they know the medicines that you're on. Make sure that they know the type of workout plan, routine, regimen that you're on. Your diet. If one doctor has prescribed you a particular diet, yes, a diet can be a prescription, okay? A diet can be a prescription. When you go to the doctor and he gives you a particular diet, he's prescribed a diet for you, okay? Now, you may not have to go to the pharmacy, but you still got to go to the grocery store. You've got to try to maintain the things on that list that he's giving you, okay? Hey, Joyelle. Good afternoon, sis, Moss in chat. How you doing, Joyelle? How are you? So just make sure that you remember, yeah, your doctor is great. He's important. But so is your nurse practitioner if you have one, your physician's assistant, your fitness coach, your whoever you train with at the gym. If you're using a trainer at the gym, because sometimes these gyms hire people that they haven't been certified, they haven't been licensed, right? So if you have a particular goal, especially, make sure you get with one that is certified and licensed, okay? Or make sure that you get, if they're not certified and licensed, make sure you get one with a really great reputation, okay? With a really great reputation that can help you get down, okay, to the weight that you would like. And remember to also incorporate that weight training, that resistance training, all right? Again, I told y'all the other day, you don't have to be the Incredible Hulk, ladies, okay? You don't have to be the Incredible Hulk, but just make sure that you get toned. Let me tell y'all something. This is January what? 29th? I think I wrote down 28th somewhere, but this is January 29th. February has 28 days. People will be headed to spring break before you know it. So, you may not be a college student or a spring breaker in that way, but look, I got friends that take spring break with their young kids. When their college kids go, they go their way and do their thing, and their parents take spring break too, and they go their way and do their thing, okay? Spring break isn't just for students. It isn't just for students. So when you put that swimsuit on, that bikini on, you want those arms, you don't want those arms to wave at everybody when you're waving, okay? If you can prevent that. You want those arms to be toned. And they don't have to be perfect. You know, they can say hi to a few people a little bit. They can wave a little bit because you know nobody's perfect, right? But if you're dedicated to having a toned physique, it's about time y'all start preparing, because guess what? Guess what's in the stores now? Swimming suits. Swimsuits. Now, some of y'all don't care. Guys, some guys, y'all know guys got that testosterone. Those muscles just come naturally. For most, but there are many, that they don't give up. They don't give a darn. They're going to put their trunks on, and they're going to grab their drink, and they don't care what the belly looking like, okay? And I don't blame them. Now, I would want them to be, to practice some fitness, but but I'm like, they're saying it is what it is, okay? What Joyelle say? Lord Jesus, let me read what Joyelle said. I'm doing good, sis. Just walking in the house. I pray you and the chat have had an amazing day. Now look at Joyelle. Look at how sweet she was. See, Joyelle don't be cutting up all the time. She said, that's right. Do what you can do. Yeah, do what you can do. Don't be out here trying to impress other folks and pass out. Okay? These folks have been training for years. Okay? That's why I say it be so funny. They think you be being petty, but you really be laughing at them like, girl, dude, you competing with somebody that probably played basketball in high school and college, football, high school, college, were a gymnast, ran track, winkle, winkle, winkle. They were constantly working out. Okay? They took breaks. Taking a break was like a vacation for them, because they had full-time jobs, and they had the full-time job of running track, playing football. I'm talking about in high school too, not just college. It's like you go to school, that's your full-time job. That's why when you get out of school, what your parents say? You're going to either go to college, 2 years, 4 years, or even if you have to go like 12 months and just get some type of certification, or you're going to go to work, because you've been going to work since you were 5 years old. Y'all, you've been going to work since you were 5 years old. What do you do every day? Daycare, pre-K, 12th grade. You go to work every day. So when you graduate high school, they're expecting you to go to college. And you should want to go to college. You get that experience. Everybody doesn't want that experience, but I'm just saying, a lot of people do. You get to go, you pick your classes. You pick your, I had to see what that was. You pick your classes. You might not have to be there at 8 like you do in high school. You can be there at 10, take a class from 10 to 10:50 or 10 to 11:15, then get another class at like 2, and then you got one more class that evening. And then the next day, that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, you're off, right? So you get a little break kind of when you're in college. You get more responsibilities, but you get a little break, because when you're in school, it's 8 to 3, 4 o'clock. So that's a job. That's a job. Hey, Mad Dog. Look at her. Mad Dog is that moderator. She gonna come in own it, okay? Welcome in, everyone. Double tap the screen or click the three dots to thumbs up this live. I appreciate you. Y'all heard what Mad Dog said. The Mad Dog, the head Mad Hatter. Hey, Mad Dog. Joyelle says, hey, Mad Dog, sis. Y'all speaking to each other. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. My daughter and son run track, but I... Wait a minute, Joyelle. Joyelle, sis, not you run game. Not you run game. Burr says, hey, Mad Dog. With the emojis, the loving emojis. She loving on you. I appreciate y'all for loving on each other, speaking to each other. Because y'all know when you're walking and talking and you're trying to move with the purpose, you don't, sometimes it'll make you slow down. But I don't really mind slowing down because I've already worked out anyway. But if you're going to do it the right way. Do it with a purpose. Do it with meaning. Put some pep in that step. Put some pep in that step. You don't have to do it that way the whole walk, but if you out there, use those buttocks, okay? There are ways to walk that'll help your knees, that'll help your hips, that'll help your feet. There are ways to walk. There's a nugget for you guys. There are ways to walk, okay? That'll help you. That'll help you. Burr is still here. Thank you for still being here, Burr. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Joyelle, what you do? What you laughing for, Joyelle? Probably about that ring game coming. Y'all know Joyelle be cutting up, y'all. Cutting slap up every day. Every day. I don't know what we're going to do with her. Joyelle says, hey, Burr. So, y'all, that's what I wanted to talk about too. I'm going to talk about it again a little bit later. But and I'm sure somebody else is going to hear me and going to run and talk about it, okay? But listen, we're going to talk about this circadian clock, okay? Is your circadian clock in circadian rhythm, okay? We're about to spring forward in March with the Lord's will, right? We fall back in the fall with time, an hour. We spring forward. And I remember a long time ago, it used to be like April, October, kind of like 6 and 6 months of each, plus the fact that time just kind of changes on its own anyway. That Earth on that axis, does its thing, right? So that happens anyway. But how many of you, do you feel stressed sometimes? Like the stress, there are many things that can stress you out. But stress just plays a part of it. Not getting enough sleep, not eating good. It can get that circadian clock, that rhythm all jumbled up, okay? Joyelle said she walked that walk. Look at two a nigga. Yeah, doggy. She got me over here laughing. Joyelle says, Burr says, hey, Joyelle. Okay, Joyelle, it happens to the best of us. Girl, that circadian rhythm will get off. Woo-woo. Okay? It will get out of, it'll start acting up. That's your body's natural clock, right? That's why, I don't know, have you guys ever gone to the doctor and, they ask you, you talk to your doctor, you build a rapport. They talk about you, what's up, what's been going on, how you doing, how are you sleeping. They just kind of transition into the appointment, right? How are you sleeping? What kind of work do you do? They ask you those things because they want to know. Because honestly, naturally, we should sleep at night. We should sleep at night, right? But many people have a problem with that. They just can't. They're called night owls. A lot of people just can't. They're called night owls. And they go to bed late, and some of them even get up early. Some go to bed late and get up late. Kind of depends on, I guess, their career, their occupation. But some go to bed late and get up early. So they probably function off of 4 to 5 hours of sleep every day, right? And so when they say that they feel tired, like sometimes they'll even say, well, it's not because of my sleep, because I've slept like this for years, like since high school, since I was a kid. I really don't sleep 6 to 8 hours. Definitely children, they can get 10. But, because of school and all that, usually children sometimes, you know, uh, back in the day, you used to try to get your kids in bed by, what, 8 maybe? A lot of times now these kids don't go to bed till 10. They're back up at 6, 5 or 6, depending on how they get to school, who takes them to school, if the parents work, if they catch the bus. So they get in bed by 10, probably don't get into their REM sleep till like 10:30, if the environment allows, 10:30, something to 11. So say that they're getting good sleep around 11 to 5 o'clock. What's that? 6 hours? Some maybe have to get up at 4:30. It just depends on like where they live, the transportation situation, and things like that. So a lot of times, stuff like that can affect your circadian rhythm. It influences your circadian rhythm, whether it remains in rhythm or not. Hold on, y'all. So, that stuff, um, if you work overnights, that can affect your circadian rhythm, right? Taking a flight from the East Coast to the West Coast, from north to south, from the south to the West Coast, from the south to the East Coast, or vice versa. Jet lag can affect your rhythm. Now, if you have a pretty good rhythm, something like jet lag, you kind of sleep it off a little bit when you get to where you're going, and you're usually okay. Um, so going from where maybe an Eastern time zone to what's Cali time zone, like Pacific. So that's like a 3-hour difference, right? You get on the plane like 7 in the morning, and it's what, 4 in the morning there, and say you get there at 1 o'clock. You're feeling like before you actually get off that plane, and even when you're en route, if you have to change flights, you're kind of like, you're so moving about doing your thing, you're not really noticing, okay, I've gone into Central Time, I've gone into Mountain Time. So it's really just kind of like by the time you get to your destination where you're going. So you get there and it's 1 o'clock in your mind, but you get off the plane and it's 10. So, jet lag can often, especially now, if you travel a lot, it can really distort your circadian rhythm. But if you're just vacationing, you feel like, shoot, it's early. It's almost like it just kind of pops and you say, well, hey, it's still daylight. It would almost be dark if you were back on the East Coast. And so you kind of adjust. And if you're tired, you get a little sleep and you get up and you do your thing, right? So what you eat, how you eat affects it. Stress affects it. What else? I said the job, working overnights affects it. If you have any mental disorders, affects it. If you have any physical disorders, that can affect it, right? Well, Joyous, and it will lock you up if you aren't careful. Be around here. Bye, Joyelle. Joyelle, I'm gonna be cutting up. I just had to cut up one day though. It happens every now and again. It happens every now and again. And be eaten. They built different. They built different. Look, they built different. They think different. Okay? They're built different and they think different. When I went to Africa and was jet lagged, I was through. You was through for days. I was through for days. When I returned looking like a whole Really? For real? I can only imagine that jet lag. Oh my gosh. Yeah, now that jet lag, I'm talking about going from one end of the country to the other. We're talking about going to a whole other country, going to Africa. Oh my gosh. I know that's rough. I know that jet lag is rough. You're going to a whole other country, yeah. I can only imagine. To Africa. So, those things affect that. And then it's kind of like when you talk about stress, all of that can affect your rhythm. Your rhythm gets off. Well, guess what? When your rhythm gets off, those natural hormones that our bodies make, they can get off. Women, they can get off. Okay? Men, a lot of times with men, it's more like a kind of behavioral thing. It's more behavioral. But women, we have things that go on that circadian rhythm gets off, it gets out of rhythm, right? So try your best to just, like we talk about every day, maintain an optimal level of fitness. Maintain an optimal level of fitness. Because once your circadian rhythm gets off, that will definitely affect that. That will definitely affect that. And if it's kind of off, and you can kind of realize that it's like off, especially if you're someone who exercises and works out regularly, you'll feel it. You'll know. Now, if you don't really exercise a lot and stuff like that, you just may feel a little tired, feel like you're stressed. But if you're someone you work out regularly and you feel yourself just not wanting to do it, you've been to the doctor, everything's good, your rhythm may be off a little bit. Your rhythm may be off a little bit. Baby, I already know the streets you were going to turn. The streets you was going to turn on. Joyelle. I'm telling you. That's why you have to keep that circadian rhythm in order. That circadian rhythm will affect your hormones. Everybody, a lot of times people don't really do the research and study what they're talking about. Cortisol, right? Cortisol, it's fine that your body has cortisol. It's healthy in the right amounts. It's just that when that cortisol gets out of order. Okay, we're going to march, y'all, because we got traffic. So we keep moving. Hey, Sin. Big Red ain't playing, a.k.a. Sin City says, hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, sis, welcome to the chat. How you doing? We're just talking about how to keep our hormones in check, right? Keep those things in order, in rhythm. So, Joyelle, you already knew what I was talking about. Thank y'all for coming through. To those that came through. We're almost done. Look, we got these 50 minutes out quick, right? See? We got that knocked out quick. It's free. Get up and move for free. Okay? Move for free. And try your best to keep your circadian rhythm in check for free, right? You can do that by trying to make sure that you eat the right things. Cut back on that refined foods, the processed foods, right? Those carbohydrates, those unnecessary carbohydrates. That bread, cut back on that bread. Cut back on that sugar. And listen, let me tell you. Everybody speaking to Sin. Joyelle says, hey, my sis Cindy. Hey, Berber says, hey, Sin. She said, she's good, Joyelle. She's good. Sin Berber is in the chat. She said, hey, throwing you those kissy face emojis. Thank y'all. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys for speaking to each other, welcoming each other in. Because look, when I'm walking, it's hard to see sometimes when people come in. Because you got to keep your head on a swivel, right? You got to keep looking around. And you got to pay attention to your surroundings. And even when you're in an area that you know, you got to pay attention to your surroundings, okay? So I appreciate y'all for talking to each other. Where's Mad Dog? Mad Dog probably studying or cooking. Because she was in here earlier. Joyelle says, just lost their bread, those sodas. Listen, let me tell you. What do I tell y'all? Every day. Whether you're working out to lose weight, whether you're working out for mental stress relief, or whether you're just working out for overall fitness. People say that your health is your wealth, right? I say that your health and your fitness are your wealth. Your blood sugar can be fine. Your cholesterol can be good. Your blood pressure is good. But when you get out of the car and walk to Walmart, are you huffing and puffing? Do you jump on the elevator every chance you get? Take the steps. Take the steps. Okay? Take the steps. This is right here something. Change your body. Change it up. Look at that. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. I'm using the curb. You want to work your body? Work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. And when you feel like you've reached a plateau, kind of like you get writer's block. Y'all know how a writer can put out maybe 3 books a year. And then all of a sudden, he just cannot come up with something to write. Sometimes when we're exercising, that's how it is. It seems like you're not losing the weight. Do something different. Change up your routine, right? Do something new. So that's why I come on here and walk almost every day. But guess what? When I do my full workout in the mornings, I can't do that on live because I'm all over the place. Those will be great lives. But I'm on my bike, I'm on my elliptical. Because see, walking, I will become complacent. And then if I stop seeing the results that I want, I'll become frustrated. So learn how to switch it up. I walk on here every day because this is a great opportunity for me to go live. But when I work out, when I do my weights, see, look, I'm telling y'all, when the doctor asks you what you've been up to, I'm giving y'all some pointers. When you go to get your checkup and he asks you what you've been up to, now I'm not telling y'all a lie, but I'm just telling you, when he or she asks what you've been up to, what they really want to know, when you kind of be like, it's almost like you're taking a test. Joyelle says, I love the analogy, sis. I appreciate it, sis. You know, I try to say things over here in a different way that's different from, even though I'm doing something that everybody does, I try to present it to you guys in a different way, you know, in a way that I know. So I like to come up with different things, right? So that's why I'm always saying, don't let bothered people bother you, right? Don't let stressed people stress you out, right? And if you find yourself in somebody's misery lounge, what I say, GYGAG, grab your grip and go. That's what my pops and grandpops used to say. But they say grab your sh and go, okay? So I say grab your grip and go, because we on YouTube. Grab your grip and go. And if they come into your space, into your platform, and they starting to stress you out, make them leave. Make them leave, okay? You want to live with peace and purpose, okay? You want to live with peace and purpose. What's going on, Georgia girl? I ain't see you come in. Cindy says, hey, yeah, I'm driving, but I'm here. Okay, sis, be safe. Be safe, Cindy. I'm just listening, and I'm glad you watched me, baby. Your girl trying to get in just like Lines, my sis. Hey, Georgia girl. Georgia girl says, hey, Big Red. Hey, Joyelle. The weather kind of nice today. Yes, it is. It's beautiful. Actually, I could take this jacket off. Truth be told, I got on a jacket and I could take it off. Yep, I think it's probably like upper 60s, lower 70s. I could take this jacket off. But listen, your circadian rhythm, y'all, try your best because we're about to spring forward in March, okay? And like I said, y'all, it used to be April and October. In April, you would spring forward years ago. In October, you would fall back. Well, you know, Congress has been wanting to change it and just get rid of it. Because the time changes on its own anyway. Like right now, you guys remember we fell back, right? An hour. But it's staying daylight a little bit longer. So February has 28 days, right? So this is the 29th. So like roughly a month from now, a month and a couple of days, guess what we'll be doing? We'll be springing forward, right? Because now it's the beginning of March. It's the first weekend of March, I think. And it's the first weekend of November. So we'll be springing forward. So for about, 8 months? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, no, we're going to be springing forward. So watch your body. Watch what you eat. Continue to be hydrated no matter what season it is. Fall, winter, spring, or summer. Continue to be hydrated. But listen, that hydration thing, people preach it, but they don't always fully give you. That's why I say my content, I feel it pisses me off when somebody repeats me. Because when I'm talking to you guys, I never know who's going to catch the replay. It's 6 of you in here right now. But 60 people might catch the replay. So whatever information that I'm putting out, I want people to know that everybody is different. You may be on a fluid restricted diet. So yes, generally speaking, it's good to get a good 8 glasses of water a day. But if you are on a fluid restricted diet, you may only have 4. Okay? So get what you can get, whether you're restricted or not. If you're not restricted, get you some people, they used to say 6 to 8, but nowadays it's kind of more like 8 to 10 because some people work. Like especially in the summertime, you sweat. And if you work outside, let me tell you, you need more than 8 glasses of water. As long as you're not on a fluid restricted diet. Okay, you may feel like you need more than 8. The first sign of dehydration is what? Dry lips. Dry lips. Chapped lips. Another early sign, you hold your hand out. You take your other hand and you pinch it. If that skin takes more than 3 seconds to get flat, you might want to increase the fluids, okay? And it may not be that, oh gosh, I got to get 12 glasses now. No, it could be, like a lot of people don't like to drink water, right? So it could be that you need to drink what you should have been drinking anyway, okay? It could be that. So the details of certain things when it comes to fitness and health and fitness, there are intricate details to certain things. And we have to always remind people that each person's body is different. We're like machines, but we're different. Joyelle says, I throw water back. Joyelle, I love water. I love water. I love room temp water, okay? I love room temp water. It just allows those cells, the travel throughout your body. It's easier. A lot of people drink that warm glass of water before they go to bed. You remember how some people drink that warm glass of milk? And we're talking about the circadian rhythm, right? See, at night, your body starts to create more melatonin, right? And then when you wake up and the sun hits your eyes, it's because the melatonin levels have dropped. That's why people will say, I can't get into sleep. Let me take this melatonin. Because we naturally produce melatonin. But before you grab a melatonin pill, try to do some things like getting more rest, putting yourself on a better sleep pattern. The traffic is here, so we're going to march, okay? We're going to pull these knees up, 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 up. We're going to keep moving consistently and be persistent about it, okay? So now if you just have to, because sometimes people have disorders, you got to do what you got to do. Hold up, y'all. Okay, that music was loud. And I know the YouTube supervisors, they don't like it, okay? So you got to get plenty of sleep. But if your rhythm is off, you may not be able to get the sleep when you need it. So remember when I harken back to when I said the doctor's going to ask you, how you doing? So when the doctor says, what you been up to? It's not like when you're talking to your friend. Your doctor may become your friend. But when he says, what you been up to? Oh, doctor, we went to Disney World. He ain't talking about that. He ain't talking about that. Now, y'all may get to that, during the wrap-up or at some point during the middle of the visit. But when you come in and he enters that door, first of all, they're in a hurry, right? So think about it. They're in a hurry. Yes, Georgia girl, rest is very important. Thank you, Georgia girl. She says, welcome in, everybody. Please thumbs up for the host. I appreciate you. Look, so when he says, how you doing? He wants to know how you're sleeping, how you're eating, how you're feeling, first and foremost. Are you doing anything different? Are you noticing anything different that you need to let him know about? Remember, keep the lines of communication open. Keep the lines of communication open with him or her. And also keep the lines of communication open with your healthcare team. Because, a lot of people have more than one doctor, right? They have their regular doctor. They have a specialty doctor of some sort. They have, sometimes if they've had an injury, they have a physical therapist, an occupational therapist. If they go to the gym, they may have just a fitness coach or a weight training coach at the gym. You need to have open lines of communication with them because you don't need them putting you on some equipment trying to do some type of exercise that you don't need to be doing, that your therapist told you not to do. And it may not be that you won't ever be able to do it, but if you're kind of going to therapy for something and then you also go to the gym besides therapy, you got to let the people at the gym know, okay? Because there are certain things you maybe don't need to be doing, okay? Joyelle says, "Show Wayne, he talking about your weight. He talking about your weight biggest balls." Yeah, when he said, when you go in and he or she says, "How you doing?" They want to know how you feeling. Are you taking your medications as ordered? How are the medications making you feel? If you're feeling all good, good. Then he's gonna, of course, if it's your regular, like some people go annually, some go twice a year, some go every 3 months. Some maybe even go every 4 months. So, well, I put that in the wrong order then. Annually, twice a year, 4 months, and every 3 months. Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean anything is wrong. The person may have one of the things that a lot of people have, like they're trying to control their blood pressure. So until you get it controlled, he may want you to come every 3 months. Once you get it under control, he may say, okay, you're good to come every 4 months. If it's staying under control, he may say twice a year is fine. You know, because after you get a certain age, they do want to see you twice a year, right? They want to see you twice a year. So keep that circadian rhythm in check as much as you can by eating right, paying attention to the times that you eat. I know a lot of us be up at night, 11 o'clock, supposed to be in the bed, maybe watching TV. It might be a Friday night, though. You don't have to work Saturday. What you doing sitting up in there eating all that cake and ice cream on a Friday night at 2 o'clock in the morning? That's okay sometimes. That's okay every now and again. But try to keep to your patterns. We can break away from the patterns if we're going on a vacation or something like that. But a lot of people will try to stick to the pattern. Oh, y'all, that's a big four-wheeler. A big one. Most times people try to stick to their patterns. Listen, when you go on vacation, if you're in a hotel that has a nice gym, look, you already eating different stuff, right? Go down there to the hotel gym early in the morning when you get up before y'all start your day. Say, for instance, you're in New York. You're from Arkansas and you go to New York. Yeah, you want to go have fun. You want to do your thing. You have an itinerary that's probably real tight. And if you're only there for a couple of days, hey, it's okay to take that break and not exercise. But if you're going to be there for like 5 to 7 days, you usually work out every day. You don't have to work out every day. You're on vacation. I get it. But go down there to that gym. You paying for the hotel. Utilize that gym 2 or 3 of those days. Okay? Until you get back. I know, right, Joyelle? I want to ride so bad, I don't know what to do. My country auntie and them was so problematic. They used to tell my cousin them they had fat around her. Oh my God. Joyelle, y'all something else. I bet you they something else if they like you, Joyelle. I bet you there's something else. You know, so like your heart is a muscle, right? You want to work that heart, but you don't want to overextend. You don't want to overwork it, okay? Okay? Because again, people have issues. So work according to your fitness level, okay? Work according to your fitness level. If you, look, walking and talking, everybody want to walk and talk, okay? Everybody want to walk and talk. Listen, the most important component is the walking. The walking. If you can walk and talk, that's a great sign of your fitness level. But listen, you don't have to be able to talk. And if you out here winded as all get out, you don't need to be focused on talking. You need to be moving. You need to be moving. That will come. You need to be moving. That will come. Because sometimes I be wanting to say, dang, do they really need to talk? Because they like, you know, just walk. That's the important part. And when you can, talk. But you don't have to be, if you're struggling, then you just need to be walking and talking as needed, talking as necessary. The key component is the walking. I think so many people are getting caught up in the rhyme of walk and talk. See, I named my channel that for a reason. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to change it again. And then when I change it again, y'all, when people say I'm being petty, they'll know. Nah, look at this, look at this, look at this. Sometimes people in the same circles, they just cannot be creative with the simple things. Like, why not walk this way and talk this way? That's a channel right there. Somebody, what Michael Allen say? God dang. Come on, somebody, that's a channel. Walk this way. If you just want to do walk and talk, because I ain't been seeing nobody around here do that in my little area of the woods of YouTube. But hey, like my brochure finest wine says, take it as a form of flattery. I'm like, geez, but can you have anything? I don't be doing that over here in this little corner. We just be motivated. We want you to get up and move, but have some creativity to what you do. But you know, the grown folk gonna be grown folk. They ain't gonna, and when they say they grown, yeah, they be grown. But sometimes they be acting like kids. And Joyelle, don't you put them initials in this chat. Don't you put them initials in this chat, Joyelle. Cause that thing there, woo, that thing there, grown folk act just like a child should do. But hey, that's how they do. That's how they do. But look, that's when you have to think about what I say. The 3 P's. What do I close out my life with every day? Peace, positivity, and prosperity. Okay? Peace. We're going to add some more P's. Peace. Protect the peace. Okay? Keep your positivity as much as you can. Peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because you have a purpose, right? So I always wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity at the end of every life. Sometimes in the middle. Now I'm going to wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity because we have a purpose, right? Each individual has a purpose. They do. And your purpose is best served doing things the way they feel natural and normal to you, right? Right? Let me tell you, people will come to interrupt your peace, and you try your best to leave them where they are, but they just keep on, and they just keep on, and they just keep on. And some of them claim that they're searching for peace, and everything you do, you can't make a move that they don't know about it, and they're talking about it. There are some people I watch that I don't interact with, but I don't have to publicly talk about what they're doing because I really don't give a rat's ass. Some people, they just can't just go on. Like, it's like, you be like, do they listen to Celine Dion? Like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Like, leave people alone. When you want to be left alone, don't you have to leave people alone, kind of? That's crazy. Want to be left alone, but don't want to leave people alone. That's crazy. That's how people are. That's how people are. So that's why you have to learn to protect your peace, to try your best to keep things as positive as possible so that you can prosper in the best way for you. Prosper in a way that's conducive to your growth, your mental growth, your spiritual growth, your emotional growth, your physical growth. And if you feel like you are where you need to be, then focus on ways to keep that stability, okay? If your peace is stable, your positivity is stable, your prosperity, you've prospered to the point where you feel like you're stable for now, then do the things that you need to do to protect those things. See, that's 5 P words. Y'all know I like the R words, right? Every day. I know it can't happen every day because sometimes people are just busy. Junior got football practice. Little you got cheerleader practice. Maybe playing volleyball, baseball, softball. So sometimes you just, by the time you get home and eat and sit down, that's your time for self. And sometimes you don't even have time enough to just kind of sit down and woosah because we grab these phones, right? We grab the phones. And then you got to encounter people who don't work, who don't do anything but sit around all day and talk about the little 10 to 15 minutes that they see you on the app. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. But you just have to remember, practice peace, positivity, and prosperity. Okay? And then when you're moving, y'all know I'm just all about coming on here talking about walking and talking, walking and talking, walking and talking. When you move with the purpose. Walk with the purpose. Okay? What do you say? Let them see you walk, 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 walk. Let them see you walk, 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 walk. Put them heels on and walk. Okay? Put those heels on and walk. Put the heels on and walk. But don't hurt yourself. Okay, don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Keep your tennis shoes on. Make sure that you have good, proper walking shoes. Right? In the beginning, okay? In the middle, and in the end. Amen. Okay? Okay? Peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because without peace, you know it's chaos. Without positivity, it's negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live together, roam together, hold hands together, sleep together, eat together, play together, they set up an environment that may cause you not to prosper, right? As you should, as you could, as you would, right? That chaos and negativity, it wreaks havoc. It wreaks havoc. It wreaks havoc. Sometimes I just be wanting to say, do you read a book sometimes? Like, give your mind a mental reset. Give your mind a mental reset. Do a crossword puzzle. Do a Sudoku puzzle. Play a game of Connect 4. Play Sorry. You don't even have to get the really, really hard games. Like, okay, get something easy. Relax your mind. Get a coloring book and color. Okay? I know, see, and that's the thing. Let me tell y'all something. When I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to me too. Remember when I say sometimes you have to motivate yourself? You have to give yourself a pep talk? A lot of times when you're down, people don't even know. Everybody may say, oh, I'm going to go to Joyelle because she always lifts your spirits. Y'all check on Joyelle and make sure her spirits are up. And if nobody's doing that because you're always happy-go-lucky or they can barely ever tell that you're down, guess what you got to do? I told y'all all last week, sometimes you can record, yourself. Or just think about, because you don't really want to record talking to somebody, you're trying to pep them up. But record, think about what you told somebody, okay? Think about it. Now, when you're talking to your child, when you're talking to your niece, when you're talking to your coworker, your friend, your family, and you're pepping them up, I wish you could record that. You don't want to do that because you don't ever want to have a recording and somebody's thinking you're going to use it. But that is a great way to listen to yourself. So don't actually record it. But try to remember some of the things that you told them to lift their spirits. So when you're down, remember those things. Even if you have a conversation, go back and jot down some of the conversation. Don't jot down anything they confided in you. Jot down some of the things that you said to them. And when you're down and out, read those things to yourself. Read them. And then start speaking them into yourself. Okay? There's one thing that you can read it. Read it. Like, did I tell her that? Yeah, you remember what you told her to get her back in a good mood, right? So write it down. Don't write down her part or his part of the conversation. Just write down your part. The things that you told them to lift their mood, to lift their spirits, right? Read it. You may be feeling down because you were feeling down when you started talking to them. They walk out the door. You'd be like, I got my own stuff. I'm trying to, that may be what you're saying to yourself. Well, go take some time because you just had this conversation. You may be a little tired, a little worn out. Write some of those things down that you said to them. Don't write down what they said to you, but just write down some of the positive things that you said to them to lift their mood. Hey, Joshua. But then say it to yourself. Now, that's going to sound funny when you repeat it the first couple of times. But sometimes if you don't have somebody to motivate you, you got to motivate yourself. So say what you said to them, but say it to you. Say it to yourself. And then start to say it with a little bit more bravado in your tone, when you're talking to yourself. If you got to get in front of the mirror to do it, or if you just got to sit in your room and do it, then you start preaching it to yourself. Okay? Start preaching it to yourself. Because sometimes that's the only person that's going to give you a pep talk is you. Sometimes you're the only person who's going to give you a pep talk. Not because they won't, somebody won't, but a lot of times, a lot of us are good about hiding our vibe, hiding our mood. Joya says, hey, Joshua. A lot of us are good about hiding our mood. You're in a bad mood and they would never know it. You know how they say check on your friends, check on your strong friends too? That is a good one. That is a good one. Because most of the time your strong friends aren't appearing weak. They seem to kind of always be there for somebody else. So check on them. And a lot of times they may not even say, well, yeah, I got this going on. That's all right, but still check on them. Still check on them. And you may be like, well, I didn't know she wasn't acting this way. But let me tell you, I bet you everybody who's been through this live today can tell me at least one person in their family or amongst their friends that they know who's not happy every single day, but they're happy like 80% of the time you see them, they're happy. And you got other friends, they're only happy like maybe 40%. They complaining about something. It may be legitimate complaints, but they seem to be just, there's always something. So everybody thinks that their friend who's happy 80% of the time is cool, right? Because that's how you've always known them to be. So you kind of really don't even check on them. But what I'm telling you that right now is explicitly ask them. Ask them. Ask them. Goku says, me, I'm not happy only 1%. You're only happy 1% of the time, Goku. Joya says, Langston Hughes, we wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and it shades our eyes. Okay? Okay, Joyelle? See, that's what I'm talking about right there. The people that come on here and down people, always talking bad about people and their families and their relationships and just their day-to-day lives, their jobs and things like that. Ask them to quote Langston Hughes. They don't even know who the heck Langston Hughes is. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it feels kind of funny being around people who you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar, but I mean, a little bit of educational intellect would be great. I just made some up. Educational intellect. Okay? A little bit of education, a little bit of intellect would be great around some of these parts. Okay? Goku, you're young. So I'm not going to say that you're supposed to be happy, because I know that a lot of times young people go through things. So why are you only happy 1% of the time? If you can tell us without being too personal, why are you only happy 1% of the time? Have you told someone that you're only happy 1% of the time? Maybe even zero. I'm broken. And no, don't say that. Now, Goku, I'm not going to fuss at you, but I hope you're not a troll. But when people say stuff like that, I don't like to tell them to leave the chat, because as a content creator and as other subscribers in the chat, if that is how it is for you, somebody may be able to say something to make it a little bit better. Somebody may be able to say something to get you steered in a better direction. So definitely do not say that first part, okay? So whatever it is that has you in the state of mind that you're in, if you could talk to us in the chat, then you need to figure out a way quickly that you can talk to someone over the phone. Preferably talk to someone in person, but if not, talk to someone over the phone. Preferably talk to someone over the phone. He's being thank you, Josh, but I think he's not being disrespectful. But you know how people troll, but even when a troll says certain things, you don't want to send them off. Certain things you don't want to ignore. It's like better safe to be on the safe side. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. He says, nothing works. I might smile, but it's a fake smile. I understand that. Honestly, I think a lot of us have a fake smile. Sometimes it's not really intentionally. Sometimes it's just because of where you are right then mentally. You don't want everybody else to know. So you put on a smile. Like read the quote that Joyelle just said. You put on a smile. But what I'm asking you to do is if you are not trolling, and I'm not accusing you of that because you're on YouTube, so you know that happens a lot, right? Because I don't want you to feel like I'm demeaning what you're saying to me. So if you do truly feel that way, again, I know that you're young. Sometimes you tell people to talk to the counselor at school, to talk to someone at church, and that doesn't work. That can't help. But sometimes a phone call is the best thing for you when you're feeling that way. A phone call, listen, you can dial the emergency, the 911. Let them know it's not an emergency, but you just need a number because you need to talk to someone. If you can get it offline, you're on YouTube, so you can get it offline. You can get resources offline. And that way, because a lot of times people don't want to be face to face. You know, a lot of times people don't want to be face to face. Sometimes it takes them to have a conversation first, then, go into more detail. And sometimes it takes them to talk to the correct people so that they can get to the correct resources. Joyelle says, hello, Goku. Big hug to you. I hope things get easier for you. Please try to embrace joy each and every day. Right. Each and every day, even if it's just enjoying nature. Right. Get out and take those deep breaths in. Even though you're young, it will help you. It'll help your mentality. Okay? It'll help your emotional stress, your mental stress, your spiritual stress. Hey, Miss Key Kitchen. Hey, Lunch Pie. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining the live. Another moderator, another content creator. Thank you for coming over here and joining the live. I appreciate you. Miss Key Kitchen got a video up, y'all. It was an ASMR with some pork chops. She had some, she added in some rice. Y'all go over there and listen to it. It was relaxing too. It was relaxing too. Joyelle says that Goku, I can understand being in a space of sadness and depression. I can assure you it does get better. I have a sick mother and I'm an only child. Oh my goodness, Joyelle, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wait a minute. I remember Mad Dog was saying something to somebody about their mother feeling better. Hopefully she felt better. Was that you, Joyelle? I remember her making a statement. It may not be verbatim, but it was something to that effect. So if that was you, I'm sorry, Joyelle. I mean, whoever it was, I hated to hear that. But I didn't know if that was you. He says, it doesn't work for me. I'm going to subscribe. Joshua says, hey, Key Kitchen. Thank you, Goku, and subscribe and come back anytime that you please. Subscribe and come back. Make sure that you come back. Okay? He says, thanks, Joyelle. Yeah, subscribe and make sure that you do come back. Please subscribe and please make sure that you come back. Joyelle says, Goku, if it was that easy for her to walk away, she wasn't your person. You deserve, oh, okay, I must have missed that comment. You deserve so much better. Your person will bring you so much happiness. Goku, Joyelle is absolutely right. Your person will bring you joy. Your person will bring you happiness. Will there be some downtime, some bad times, and some times that aren't so good with your person? Yes, but your person will not neglect you. All right? Even when your person wants to leave, if that's truly your person, sometimes you guys can take a break. But if that's truly your person, you're not going to be able to stay away from each other. Okay? So if that person has walked away from you and it has been quite some time, or it doesn't have to even be a long time, there can be certain actions. They committed certain actions that may not be the person for you. And I know that's hard to hear, and I know that's just not what you want to hear. But if that person, see, relationships, young and old, they take a lot. You know, sometimes especially when they're young and they're new, or when they're young and they're old. Y'all, I've known people who are like 20 years old that have been together since they were like 14. 6 years is a long time for a 20-year-old, right? I've known people, family members who are much older than that, 50s and 60s. They've been together for 40, 30, 40 years. They celebrate anniversaries. We always partying at the anniversaries. And guess what they always tell you? That it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. They'll say that there were some times when they thought it was the relationship was going to end. They'll tell you that there are some things that happened in a relationship that had it been another person, things probably would have been over. But there was something about that person that made them their person, okay? There was something about that person through the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly, the thick and thin. There was something about that person through the breaks. Some people have taken a break for a couple of weeks. Some people have gotten divorced, married people, gotten back together. Some people have broken up, dated other people, not married them. They're young and they just get back together. You just never know. If that person is your person, that person will be back. Because what's going to happen is even if you meet someone new, if they meet someone new, if there's something about somebody that's somewhere else, it's going to be like return to sender. It's not going to work with that new person for you or for them. And it may not be because they're missing you so much or you're missing them so much. It just may be what's meant to be will be. Goku says she does. I'm not sure if she likes him, but she talks to him more than me now and sits by him more. Okay, Goku, you're real young. You're in school. How old are you? Joyelle says, we're telling you this because we've been through, yes, we've been there before. We have gone through these experiences before. My son is now dating. I share advice with him and all of it has come to pass. Yep. And a lot of times our own kids are reluctant to tell us things because they don't want to be judged. They don't want to feel like mama's going to think I'm weak. Pops is going to think I'm weak. Or they're just a little embarrassed. They don't really think about you thinking they're weak or strong. They're just a little bit embarrassed. So, oh, you're 12. You're at that age where it really is kind of, you're at that age where it can be a lot of things, Goku. That could truly be your first love, or that could truly be your first experience with love. Because see, you can have a million experiences with love, but maybe only one or two of them were your true love. You can have a million experiences with love. All right? You can love a million people. Not literally, but I'm just saying, you can, by the time you're 20 years old, 8 years from now, you may look back at this person and think, I thought that was my person, because it could have been your first person. Could have been your first love. And believe it or not, we harp on that, that's my first love thing. They even make songs about it. But was that your true love? I'm sure the love was true, but was that the love for you? Was that your long time love? So you're 12. So I do believe that that's happening, because that's that, what is that called, that sub-teen, preteen state? Yep, he's a baby, Joyelle. So that's when it does hurt a lot, because that's a lot of times when it's your first. And believe it or not, Goku, there's grown people out here old enough to be your parents. Right now, they're going through those same feelings that you're going through. Like Joyelle said, the things that we're telling you, we've experienced. But there are people right now who are taking it as hard as you are, or maybe even harder. And they're like full-grown adults. That love is tricky like that. Love is funny like that. Love is love like that. Love is love. And sometimes, though, see, that's just a part of the growing up process. Sometimes it's not even love. Sometimes it's probably sheer infatuation. And it's especially when you're young. But hey, you can be older and it still be infatuation. But it's going to get better. It's going to get better. What's going to happen is when you find another person or another person finds you, then that person will want you back. Yep, they will want you back. When he asked her out, she said no to him. And like me, and liked me. So we started to like each other, but she couldn't date. But I was fine with it. But my friend keeps getting in the way, trying to make her like him. See, and that's funny too, because that's at that age where I'm not going to say that's not your friend, but when people are young at that age, they'll do things selfishly. And again, I can't even let's all put it all on age, because everything that I'm telling you, it happens right now today with full grown adults. So one, your friend is being selfish. But as an adult, I give your friend the benefit of the doubt, because when you're young like that, you tend to be more selfish. You tend to be more selfish. Now, you have some young people who are very mature. You may have another friend who's 11 or 12 or 13, and they would be like, no, bro, I would never get in the way. They would never do that. And they would tell you as soon as they thought that that person was starting to feel them like that. But you got some, you're kids. You guys, your minds have not finished developed at all. So you understand what's going on. You understand love. But right now, your friend doesn't fully understand the consequences of hurting you. And I know that this isn't something that's kind of like helping, saying that he doesn't understand. But I'm going to ask you like this. If it was reversed and you knew that he really liked someone and she was really liking you, what would you do? Yep. Yeah, she'll continue. She'll come running back to him. What would you do if it was the reverse? If she liked him first and he liked her and she started to like you and a little part of you really like her, what would you do? Yeah, you feel pain and you feel angry and you feel betrayed. But what you have to do, and this probably isn't clicking with you right now. See, what's going to help you is time. What's going to help you is time. I really don't think there's anything we can say that will truly help with the way you feel. Time is going to help with that. But if you listen to anything that we said, because we said a lot, if you cling on to any of the just one or two nuggets of what we said, hopefully that'll help you to be able to maintain your composure, right? Maintain your composure and just forget about them. Just forget about both of them. Because sometimes, he's got to determine if you're a good enough friend too. Is he going to be a friend to you? He's already shown that he's not a good friend to you. So you're going to have to let them go. You don't have to hate them, but you're going to have to let them go. I know you dislike them because we're human, okay? But you're going to have to let them go. And she's going to come bring it back to you. And so at that point, you're going to be happy with someone else or just happy being you. You don't have to be with someone else. You're going to be happy being you. And then he's going to want to run back. When they fall out with each other, he's going to want to be your friend again. He's going to want to be your friend again. And so then now it's up to you to say, do I want to take her back or do I just want to have her as a friend, period? That's it. No special person, just a friend. Am I going to take him back as a friend? If I am, then I have to know that he's not really trusting. I can't trust him. So, and eventually your friendship may grow again. You just never know. That's how love is. That's how love goes for everybody. Everybody's, you know what? We all have different experiences with it, but on any given day, you'll be able to find someone who shares your experience. We all have different experiences with it, with relationships, significant others, potentials, love. And we're all different. Everyone's relationship is different. But at the end of the day, there are so many people probably going through the exact same thing, the exact same way. She liked you first and started liking him. That's because you guys are young. Sometimes that happens. Joyelle says this is no such thing as commitment or loyalty at that age. Right, Joyelle, right. Some adults won't even honor. Okay, some adults don't even honor commitment or loyalty. So that's something that's why I'm not gonna talk bad about your friend, because you guys are so young. You're so young. But don't let that make you feel like the way that you feel, okay? Don't let that remove the smile from your face. I know that is that you're not happy, but sometimes we fight the smile, y'all. Sometimes we fight the smile. Sometimes because we're in a slumber or we're in a bad place or a bad mood. Sometimes, you're just kind of wallowing, like, and sometimes something can make you smile and you just kind of fight it because you hadn't gotten over something yet. So don't let that remove the smile from your face. Not for too long. Not for too long. Yeah, you're gonna have your days. You gotta get over it and through it your way. But try not to let it remove the smile from your face for too long. Right, he should focus your attention elsewhere, Goku. It'll be easier said than done, but distance yourself from both of them. Right. Distance yourself from both of them. Don't have any communication with them. A hello and a keep moving. Like when you see him, if he says hello, what's up, bro? And you see my legs moving? See, look at the legs move. You gotta watch the legs move. You gotta keep moving. If she says, I want to talk to you because he did this, you just say, I don't want to hear it. That's between you two. You gotta keep moving. Keep moving. He said, not everyone is scared of him and won't mess with him. Did you act out, Goku? Like, did you spaz out on them? Did you go off? What would make everyone scared of you? Did you go off on them? What would make them scared of you? And this isn't just to Goku. Honestly, it's a good conversation to have. I asked if he was a troll, and I really didn't want to say that with what he said. But look, you never know what somebody is, right? You never know what they're going through. So whether it was that or not, whether he was telling the truth, which I think he's telling the truth. If not, it's a good, it's still something good to talk about. It's still something good to talk about. Because kids go through that. Kids and adults go through it. Elderly adults go through it. I've seen elderly adults, a man meet someone, a lady, she meets someone, and then here comes this new neighbor, and he starts to get her attention, or here comes this new neighbor, and she starts to get his attention. So it can happen at any age. It can happen at any age. You're just gonna have to, anybody who comes across this live, Goku, they've been through it. They've been through it. And if they didn't, it's probably because they didn't really, how some people, maybe even some of your friends, they don't get out much. Dating, like I noticed you mentioned dating. At 12, nah, I couldn't date. I couldn't date at 12. Dating came at 16. Dating came at 16. So sometimes as kids, we start doing things a little bit too soon because you really can't handle some of the consequences of the relationship not going well, the person maybe liking someone else. A lot can happen. Joya says, absolutely. He says, I watch Dragon Ball Z a lot, so I use someone moves from there and train, and now they won't mess with me. Goku, I believe you trolling now, Goku. Joya, he said he watched Dragon Ball Z. I see you like Dragon Ball Z by your name. Hello. I see you like Dragon Ball Z by your name, Goku. Goku, you better not be trolling us, but listen, if you are, you're a pretty good troll. See, Joya, that's what I mean. You gotta let the trolls make it. You gotta let the trolls make it. If they good, I let them make it. Because what he was talking about, especially when he said 12, I knew he was young when I saw his name. But I'm like, what he's talking about is real stuff. But I don't know if it's real right now for him. So if it is real, Goku, we're not, hello. We're not laughing at you, and we're not. Hello. So Goku, that was a good conversation, Ashley. So if you are trolling us, let me tell you, if you're the kind of troll that we get, we like you, okay? We like you. See, I told y'all. See, they don't. I told y'all it used to be a gaming channel. My brother, his son used to be on here. So to all these walking talkers, that's where those subscribers came from, okay? Okay. So y'all see Goku in here. And then when I started back using the channel going live, some of them hung around. Some of them hung around. Joyette says, Goku, please don't lay hands on your father. Wait a minute, what? Goku, are you trolling now, Goku? It was just playing, not actually fight. Okay, okay. But I am stronger now. Joyette says, okay, thank God. Goku, don't you be fighting out here. I remember Dragon Ball Z. Don't you be Dragon Ball Z and people. Don't you be Dragon Ball Z and people. Now I believe that part. I believe the Dragon Ball Z part. So, Goku, if that's real with your person, is that real? Be honest and tell us if you're trolling or if that's real. Don't have us around here feeling sorry for you and you trolling Goku. I used to get trolls coming here sometimes. If they be good, we have a full out conversation. if they be bad, we let them go. Joy, yes, it's false alarm. He didn't. Right. Why would I want to beat my family? Yeah, my siblings are annoying, but I'll still love them and protect them. That's good. That's good. That's what you're supposed to do. That happens all the time. Siblings argue all the time. They even fight sometimes. They do. You don't want to hurt them, but sometimes siblings fight. You don't want to hurt them, but sometimes they fight. You want to hurt them, but you don't want to hurt them badly, okay? Because when your siblings make you mad, you hit them for a reason, to hurt them. They hit you for a reason, to hurt you. But you don't want to hurt them badly. That's what siblings do. That's what cousins do. That's sometimes what friends do. I'll come back later. I have to eat. Okay, okay, Goku. Just don't Dragon Ball Z anybody, okay? Don't put the Dragon Ball Z moves on anybody. Go and have you a good dinner. Joyelle, I'm so tickled. Oh my God. Girl, these people crazy. The school bus is running late. So apparently maybe there was a field trip or something. The school bus is running late. And you got the car blowing at the school bus. I was like, now, maybe he don't know, but you'll get a ticket real quick for that. You get a ticket real quick for that. Now, if the school bus was absolutely wrong, so I really didn't see what happened, but it takes a lot to blow at the school bus. Knock on wood. Let me get a piece of paper and knock on wood because I didn't see the whole thing. We believe, let's see. Joya says, we believe you, Goku. I would like for you to teach me some moves. I have some family that deserves some moves put on them, but I will leave it in the past and let the Lord handle it. Joya, you would be the one in here with me while Goku was in here. I'm glad it was you. Everybody, it's 5 people in here. Somebody listening to me, you, and Goku. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all know y'all could have been in on the conversation. We talking about love, young love. Look at it, as if one person left. See, that's why I don't even be saying about the thumbs, because when you say something, you acknowledge the number. The people get to leaving. You can't even see them. It's not like you know who they are. See, another one left. Sometimes it be somebody that shouldn't even be over here looking anyway. They don't like you, but they still come look at you. They don't like you, but they come look at you. Like, what? What? I'd be mad when YouTube recommend certain stuff. The heck? The heck? The heck? And when I go somewhere that I really don't like, it be for one reason only. A personal reason. Nothing to rant and rave nothing to rant and rave about. But you know God knows who to keep in here. Okay. Come on, Joyelle. Come on. Now see, and you know my patience have gotten better because I told you I'm a very impatient person. But when somebody made the statement that he made, there are certain things that even when I get mad quickly or kind of pop off quickly, you know, there are certain times where you kind of you drop the what do you call it? You drop the shield and you kind of like try your best. Try your best because you know, even when you're arguing with somebody, sometimes you say something and then it's like you mad as all get out. You mad as HE double hockey sticks. And you mean it. You mad. You into it. And you mean what you say. But then sometimes after you say it, maybe like a second after, sometimes it'll be hours later. You regret that you said it. You know? You regret that you said it. So I know that a lack of patience sometimes can come with your temperance being so kind of up there. So, you know, when I saw that, because I get impatient with them when they troll, but when I saw that part of it, I was like, okay. Sometimes there are certain things that make you develop what you need. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some things make you develop, no matter what age you are. Sometimes certain occurrences, incidents, make you develop what you need. Those things can make you develop what you need. And then sometimes where you are. You know how our parents used to say, you get did up where you cut up? It's like, yeah, a lot of times they'll wait till you get home. But sometimes you did certain things, it just depends on their mood. If you in Walmart, you're going to get it in Walmart. If you're in Target, you're going to get it in Target. If you're at the school concert, you're going to get it at the school concert. But then some days your parents are a little bit more patient. They're like, okay, I'm gonna get you at home. See, like today I was a little bit more patient, especially after I saw a certain word. Because you never want to feel like you, even though you feel like you don't have an obligation or your obligation only goes so far. If I had kind of just ignored that, I would have thought about that later. If I had ignored what he said, I would have thought about it later. So I still won't know, you know, whether it was all true or he was trolling, but I know that I handled it right. Because see, sometimes people will ignore it because they just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. But if you have kids yourself, you don't ignore that. Because I know it's times where you fuss at your own kid and you wish you had handled it a different way. You know, once it's done, it's done. All you can do is repair in however way you can. Once it's done, it's done. But then you encounter a stranger, someone you don't know, and they say certain words. You kind of, you know, you want to see what you can do. At least try to pry a little bit in a good way. Yeah, you have to handle people with care. And it's so funny because I talked about this before. I'm talking about family, how you'll walk around the house and don't talk to them, but other people you see on an app, you act like you can't resist throwing a subliminal. You can't resist addressing them. Why? You ignored the heck out of your family. It should be easier to ignore these folks you don't know, and it should hurt you more to ignore your family. But sometimes, I don't know if it's because of the closeness, just the familiarity, that makes you act a little bit meaner sometimes. But like he was saying, if somebody else messes with your family, it's on. But sometimes we can be so mean to our own. And I think it's just because of the familiarity. My grandpops used to always say, Y'all stop that fussing. Y'all walk home with them little girls and all I see is teeth, cackling and cackling. Y'all get in here together and all I hear is fussing and fussing. He used to always say that. And it was true too though. It was true. Why is it so much easier to kind of argue with family and close friends than it is with strangers? Usually. But when it comes to these apps, they be on 100, sitting ready to jump. But you know that why that is though, because sometimes family be shutting them down. They can't be like that with family. Sometimes family ain't tolerating it. So they just jump on this app and they jump at the first thing moving. Because we never know, right? We just never know. We could have just saved that baby's life. Yes, I listen to God and be obedient. I act a fool now, but I have so many students come to me and share their stories. They don't tell their parents, right? We must listen. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Joya. I've had young people come to me, tell me stuff, and I be like, sometimes you wonder, because sometimes your own kids be a little bit reluctant, and you think the closeness is supposed to make it easier, but a lot of times it makes it harder. It makes it harder. They feel like they're gonna be judged. Not that you'll like critically judge them, but they just feel like you're gonna have that vibe of I taught you better than that, or don't let them do this to you. They feel like you're gonna come to the school. Now that right there, kids will it'll be a lot of stuff going on. They won't tell their parents, and that's who they love. You know, it's not really that they're protecting the bully or what went on at school. Sometimes they just don't want their parents to come because they think it's gonna make the situation worse. So there are a lot of reasons that sometimes it seems a little bit easier to talk to strangers than it does to talk to your parents, your kids, your siblings. So, and sometimes you just don't know your purpose. Maybe it is hard for you to talk to them, but then you get to a certain point in your life. Okay, supposedly, hopefully, as we grow, we learn, we know. As we grow more, hopefully, we know more. And so, you can never change the things that you've done, but you can kind of react to people a little bit better. Because I know, honestly, had he not said what he said, I probably would have been like, this boy trolling, you got to get out of here. And I wouldn't have blocked him because, like I said, it's a person. I mean, he could have been doing a lot worse. So I was more concerned about the statement that he made, about that part he said before saying not being able to smile. I was real, real concerned about that. We are not perfect parents, but I will go back and tell my babies that I'm sorry. Yes, and a lot of parents can't do it. A lot of parents can't do that. And I don't even think that is that they don't want to. Sometimes pride can be crazy. You know, even when you want to do something so bad, I think sometimes, you know what, a lot of times when parents don't say they're sorry, or like an authority figure has a problem saying I was wrong or I'm sorry, because it doesn't have to be a parent. It can be a teacher. It can be a counselor. It can be an officer. It can be anybody in a position of authority over that child or the young person. There's a big embarrassment about being wrong. Or even if you weren't wrong, you could have overreacted still. So there's a big embarrassment sometimes, and it makes it really hard for people to say it. But you got to get past that. You got to you hopefully you get to a point where you get past that, and maybe you can't go back and change some of what you did in the past, but you can make it. You can become a lot better. You can become a lot better. I often see young adults who say their parents are mean as heck, but now they're cool. Sometimes it's something about getting older for some people that mellows them out. It kind of mellows them out. So they get to a point where they can acknowledge. They even may come back and, you know, people say stuff like, well, how does something somebody did to somebody, a group of people 200 years ago, how does an apology help? I understand that perspective, but then when you think about it a little bit deeper, it's an acknowledgement. It's the acknowledgement. It's the acknowledgement. Maybe it didn't help. Maybe it won't help. Those hurt feelings are hurt. They eventually got over it, but not because you apologize, because even if you apologize immediately, those feelings are still hurt. It's still going to be time to get over it. So honestly, when you do that apology, it's to show that you do have some empathy. It's the acknowledgement. It's the acknowledgement. And the acceptance that you were wrong. The acceptance that you were wrong. All day arguing and carrying on, renting my light bill. Why you always meddling with your sister now? Sister Neil. I thought they said now. Okay. Why you always meddling with them? Leave them alone. Stop. We've been on here. Look, let me tell Goku something. We've been on here almost 2 hours. Joy, yeah, we've been on here almost 2 hours. People been coming and they've been tipping on through. But listen, I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all know I do. I try to always tell you, I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the content creators. Okay? I appreciate YouTube. I appreciate the trolls. All right? The good trolls. There is a such thing as good trolls. I used to, look, Joya, this is what I used to say. Like last summer, I said if the trolls could get paid, they make more money than the content creators. Breaking those cycles. Exactly, Joyelle. That's what it's all about. Breaking those cycles. And that's how, I ain't gonna even lie to you, you have some people who are very reluctant to have their children spend time with their parents. Because sometimes people grow up and they say, well, I'm not gonna be as mean as mom and dad were. Or I'm not gonna be as mean as mom was or dad was. And they may have got whoopings or spankings and they be like, I ain't letting my baby, I'd rather sit them in daycare and I just keep my baby because mama don't play. But guess what? Mom and daddy most of the times, not all, because you got some 38-year-olds, some 36-year-old grandmamas and stuff. But even then, once you see that next generation under you, okay, they're the generation under you, but once you see their kids, something about that tends to mellow many people out. It tends to mellow many people out, and they start to break the cycle. It tends to mellow many people out, and they start to break the cycle. So y'all look at the last move. It's dark now. It's dark now. It tends to mellow many people out, and then it starts to break the cycle. And people will tell you, mama and them used to take us up and through there. If you didn't do those dishes, pop, pop, pop. If you didn't do this, every now and again they'll just fuss. But sometimes people would say they'd rather get the whooping than the fussing. But then the grandkids, they be like, but she let him, or daddy let him do whatever he want to do. Look at how he jumping up on that furniture. Look at how he jumping on that couch. Man, if I had to jump on that couch, daddy would have grabbed me up so fast. That's how it is. That's how it is with those grandkids. And sometimes it's not even a grandkid. Sometimes it's the baby. Like if you're in a family, a big family, you got like maybe 7 or 8 kids, and you got them anywhere from the age of, say, 20 on down. So you got that 5-year-old. So you had that 20-year-old at like, 18, you're 38. And you had that 5-year-old when you were 33. So you got it 20 on down to like 5. That 20-year-old, the 17-year-old, the 14-year-old, and the 10-year-old, they look at the 5-year-old like, how y'all let him get away with everything? With everything. And then as a parent, you're looking like, I guess because we learned a little bit more with each one of y'all. Yes, the trauma is too real. Yeah. Yep. I kept my children far away from my auntie's house. Yeah. Was it that you watched how she was with her kids, Joyelle, or you just knew how she was with you guys? Because sometimes it's the aunties and uncles too. It's not just the parents that can get rowdy and bowdy. Sometimes it's your uncle and your auntie that be mean as crap to you. So was she mean to like you guys as her nieces and nephews, or was it just the fact that you saw how she was with her kids? And you were like, oh no, no, ma'am. I can't do it. I can't do it. The learned behaviors were passed down from generation to generation. Yeah, that's true. That's exactly true. That is exactly true. How she treated you? Okay, really? Did you grow up? You grew up with your auntie? Or did your mom have to check her all the time? Or was it your dad's sister? Sometimes it can be your grandparents' sibling. Now sometimes those, what you call them, grand aunties, great aunties, great uncles, sometimes they can be something else. Because most people tend to kind of, well, there I go again with most, I'll say a lot. A lot of people tend to kind of mellow out as they get older. They're a little bit better with the grandkids or the younger kids. Like if your parents had 12, 13 kids, they're a little bit better with the younger ones, a little bit more mellow. But then sometimes it's not the parents, like you said, it's the aunties and the uncles. They treat the nieces and nephews so bad. They treat them so bad. I guess I'll stand in place. I ain't gonna march this time because I've been walking for 2 hours. My mom worked. Okay, she was my dad's sister. She kept me while my mom worked. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I understand that totally. I understand that totally. Cause yeah, it seems like there's that one or two aunties that everybody loves, and it's more like she's your second mom or another mom, and then there can be that auntie or uncle that's like bad as all get out, bad as all get out. So I understand that. I hate you had to go through it, but look, like you said, break the generational pattern, break the generational trauma, break the bad generational patterns. And sometimes, even if you were a part of those, you can be the one to break them. Sometimes, if you were the guilty party, I'll say quote unquote, or the harsh one. When you learn better, you do better, and you learn. We're learning every day. We're learning every day, so you can be a part of breaking it. For whatever part you played, whether you inflicted the trauma or received the trauma, you can be a part in breaking the pattern. Now, if you inflicted the trauma, it may take people a long time, but that's just something that you have to deal with due to the trauma, some of the trauma that you caused, right? It's something you have to deal with. And if you're sincere, it'll work out. If you're sincere, it'll work out. But she loved my dad and didn't like me and my mom. Wow, you were collateral damage. Now, sometimes they're like that. You got some aunties like that. They love their brothers, but they do not like his significant other. And they don't like kids. Like, I've seen situations where a guy could have kids with one woman, kids with another one. And if they don't like that one mom, they'll show that they don't like that kid either. That's crazy. And they'll swear up and down that they do. But they show, all right. But they show favoritism. That was my neighbor, y'all. I had to make sure it was his car, though, because I was like, boy, don't make me go in my pocket. Yep, that's how it be. Sometimes, especially if he has, and sometimes it don't have to be that he has kids with different women. He could have only kids with one woman. If they don't like that woman, sometimes they treat those kids the way they feel about their mother, and that's crazy. Because if you love him, they're still him. I don't care if they look just like their mama. They're still your brother's child. They're still your brother's children. That's crazy. I'm about to get out of here, Joyelle. Thank you, sis, for staying in here for so long with me. I appreciate you. Thank you to everybody that came through. Whether you stayed for a few minutes, a few seconds, or like Joyelle did. She came in here and hung out for the rest of the time. I know at least half the time. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I think I already said my closing words earlier, y'all. Don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. Okay? If you find yourself somewhere in a lounge, a place, an arena, a platform, church, work, a store, and they treating you bad, get up out of there. Get up out of there, okay? Get up out of there. And remember, we're talking about that circadian rhythm. We're going to talk about some things we can do to keep it in order, to keep the rhythm of that circadian rhythm, okay? Because you want to have a nice ecosystem. Think of your body, think of your surroundings as an ecosystem. An ecosystem. You want things to be equal as possible. You want a nice equilibrium, okay? Love you, sis. Love you too, Joyelle, sis. Love you so much. Thank you, y'all. I love each and every one of you guys. So, peace, positivity, and prosperity. Y'all already know why. We talked about it. I'll see you on the next Let's Walk and Talk and Lounge Friday, y'all. Bye, y'all. Goku, if you hear this, be good. Joyelle, be good. Goku said he subscribed. We're going to see if he comes back. Hold on. Let me screenshot him so I can see. Because I don't know if I can get to him. What's his name? Goku Sigma. Underscore Sigma. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna see if I can find him. He probably, if he come in here and talk like he did, at least he was a decent troll. But in case it's real Goku, it's gonna be okay. Bye, y'all.